Good evening, barflies and lounge lizards, and welcome to Midnight Martinis, the show where I talk about some random stuff from my collection. And this is probably going to be a really short one, but this is just something I found recently when I was unpacking and just thought I'd share it because I thought it was really cool. And basically, what this is, and something I'm amazed I held on to, is a Resin from the Grave. I'm guessing they were a company flyer of upcoming kits from. The flyer says 1990. So I've had this for a long time. And let me tell you, I was fascinated by the really fancy resin model kits as a kid, but couldn't paint, didn't have the skill to put them together, and they were really expensive. But nonetheless, I thought they were so cool because they had just things and licenses and stuff you would never see back then as toys, like stuff I never would have imagined being able to own. But there it was in this kit form, and it was just so cool. Things were really different back then. I mean, nowadays you can walk into a store and buy a Twilight Zone Mego style doll or all kinds of good stuff like that, but back then that just wasn't the case. So I would often get these catalogs and flyers and things, even though I couldn't buy any of them. I just always wanted them to look at things. So we'll look at this one, which I would assume I probably got from the back of a issue of, or even the front of an issue of Fangoria. Remember, they always had the ads in the back for different catalogs and stuff you can order. But let's just try to take a close look. Bear with me on just some of the kits that were available on this update catalog. So first and foremost, we have a Tor Johnson in Plan 9 from Outer Space. And again, this is a photocopy, so a little difficult to see. And at that point, I had no idea who Tor Johnson was or what Plan 9 from Outer Space was or anything. And then here we have the monster of a word I'm not going to try to pronounce. And this is one I'm not familiar with even now. So that's pretty impressive. Then we're jumping over the Werewolf of London. Cool design. Yeah, what I assume the kits probably look just this good. And now this is actually the first one on this list that I was familiar with as a kid. And that's one of the alligator people. And I knew that so well, even though I'd never seen the movie, but from the Zachary Horrible Horror DVD collection. Always had the alligator people trailer in it. And there's that scene with Lon Chaney Jr.'s like, "I'll get you, alligator man." And then Man-Made Monster is a Frankenstein's monster, I'm assuming, but not one I recognize. I guess this could be an original character just for the company, but I don't know. If anyone knows, let me know. And oh, this one is so cool. And one again I didn't know at the time, but I love now. It's a Dr. Phibes kit. I mean, how cool is that? And if you look kind of in Egyptian-y stuff down at the bottom. And then we have the monster that challenged the world. One of my all-time favorite movie designs. And as I argue, anyone that says that old horror movies were cheesy and the monsters were not scary, yeah, I think this guy begs to differ. And then finally, a cool one that definitely deserves a little more love than he gets, and that's Gorgo, which I'm sure most kaiju fans and most Mystery Science Theater 3000 fans are familiar with old Gorgo. I like that he comes with a little Gorgo down there too. And as you can see, this thing, I mean, I've had it since 1990, so it's seen better days and it is well loved. But let's flip around to the back. And this is what I was talking about when I said the things about the prices and why I just never really had any of these. Because, I mean, just look at these prices. Like one I saw in particular. Like down here in the Resin from the Grave, that brain from Planet Argus, $90. The Valley of Gwangi diorama, $150. Kong versus T-Rex, $100. And holy cow, what is that? No, the Kong versus T-Rex is $300. But I mean, just look at this variety of the different kits they had. And that was another kind of exciting thing about that time, is you would often just have these descriptions. And on things, and I know a lot of my first all of my first Japanese Godzilla import toys, it was just in lists like this in the front of a Fangoria. Didn't even know what I was getting. It just did Godzilla figures, and I ordered and just got lucky. Oh, look at that. some Guyver ones. Those are actually reasonably priced. And I remember used to seeing those Guyver ads for those kits, and I think it was probably Fangoria, Starlog, stuff like that. And I always wanted one because I loved the Guyver.